Top of the morning to you. It's the 21st of November 2024. This is another in my YouTube series of Gone But Not Forgotten. This is a veteran journalist, political journalist, Ken Reid. And Ken Reid was a familiar face on our TV news bulletins. The man was genuine. He was impartial. You never knew which way he was thinking himself. You know, his own political opinions, personal opinions. He never voiced them. He was totally impartial, and he reduced the events in Northern Ireland to a digestible, easy to understand format. That isn't to say that he patronised anybody or spoke in baby language. He didn't, but he made it understandable. And I loved listening to him. You know, he was really interesting to listen to. The man was just passionate about keeping us up to date about what was happening in our wee neck of the woods. And this is a series of tributes in various of our newspapers. This is a newsletter one. What does it say here? World of politics, journalism, education and sport pay tribute to journalist Ken Reid, who has died at 69. He's only 69. I'm 71. I'm delighted to be still here. Sea of tributes in for a respected journalist who was best known as the long-time political editor of UTV, Ulster Television. He reported on many of the atrocities of the Troubles. He's a father of three. Started a career in journalism in the newsletter in 1977. And a tribute from Gavin Robinson. A tribute from Michelle O'Neill. True giant in local journalism he was, and you know, people like Ken Reid and others of that vintage are being replaced by young cubs reporters, and they just haven't got the insight, the knowledge, and the understanding of guys like Ken Reid. And we just don't know them. Heartfelt condolences to his wife, children, grandchildren and colleagues in UTV. It's SDLP leader Claire Hannah, Health Minister Mike Nesbitt. He's voicing nice thoughts about Ken Reid too. Anybody outside Northern Ireland, of course, will not really have come across Ken Reid. Most importantly, he was a good and kind man, always supportive of fellow journalists, regardless of who they worked for. TUV leader Jim Allister, I'm sad to hear of passing of veteran journalist Ken Reid. Ken's achievements in journalism will live on after him. His tenacity, he was tenacious. He really was. With which he pursued a story was matched only by the strength and dignity with which he fought his illness. He will be long remembered fondly, not just locally, but much further afield. And there's Simon Harris, and there's Queen's University. Chris Hagan. He says Ken was a master of his craft, a brilliant role model who set standards. People said when prime ministers talked, they talked about Northern Ireland, they talked first to Ken. He had the true inside track. So let's see what some of the other newspapers say. That's very, very similar. He worked for the Cork Examiner, joining UTV in 1999, where he held a number of senior editorial positions over 27-year period before his retirement. During his time as political editor, he interviewed 7 prime ministers, and as well as US Presidents Clinton and Obama. he certainly got around, and you know, his dulcet tones will be really missed on our TV news bulletins. He was one of the guys that you would actually say, you know, I listen to this boy. You know, whenever Ken Reid started to speak, you looked at the TV and you listened to what he said. Other reporters, you know, you just turn a blind eye to. People tuned in because they trusted him. I think there's a lot of truth in that. There's him with David Cameron. Not saying anything about David Cameron. And he was a good friend of Stephen Grimason, who died in April. All the boys that I grew up with, you know, we've had John Bennett, Candy Devine, Ken Reid now, you know. Yeah, all the ones I've grown up with, and they're all dying. There he is, in better days, with Frank Mitchell, Tracey Magee, Chris Hagan. So, this wee tribute is, a wee YouTube video is my way of paying tribute to Ken Reid. Married to Liz, father of 3 children, Gareth, Sarah and Sophie, and a grandfather. He had a ringside seat at some of the most significant moments of modern history, perhaps most notably the signing of the Good Friday Agreement. And there's the 2 guys, 2 friends, both gone. At a relatively young age, both these guys. Other comments. So, political editor, broadcaster, UTV, big hitter, Ken Reid. You are gone, but not forgotten.